Hey, welcome to Stories That Pop. This is Ryan and I tell stories for kids. It's time for The Tortoise and the Hare. Hare crept along around the old oak tree where Tortoise was resting. He said, "Boo!" startling Tortoise, who stuck his head inside his shell along with his tail and his feet. Rabbit slapped his knee. I love it when you do that. I don't, said Tortoise. That was mean. Oh, is it my fault that you're too slow to see when I'm coming? Yes, especially when you do it on purpose. Oh, pooh, said Hare. Don't worry about that. I'm sorry, I guess, anyway. Hey, let's just get up and go down to the water hole and go around for a swim for a bit. What do you say? He leapt up, dashed away, and left Tortoise behind. After a while, Hare realized that he had quickly separated from his friend, so he went back. Stopped, sat down on his haunches, stared at Tortoise for a bit. I wonder, why are you so slow? I'm faster than you think, said Tortoise. Why, I arrive when I'm supposed to arrive. Not any earlier than I intend, and not any later than I should. In fact, and I'm really sticking my neck out here, but I bet I could beat you in a foot race. Me? You can't beat me in a foot race. Come on, I would just embarrass you. Well, I bet that if I beat you in a foot race, you have to stop scaring me. All right. Calm down. I'll race you, and when I win the race, you have to let me dance a little jig on your shell. Fair enough, and the two friends shook hands. They spent the rest of the afternoon and into the evening plotting the route for the race and gathering up all the other woodland animals to witness the event, and Fox even agreed to referee the race. The next morning, all the animals were lined up around the starting line. Fox was there, and Hare was there. Hare was getting a little impatient. Where is he? Where is he? And just before the race was supposed to start, they saw Tortoise coming up towards the starting line. It's about time you decided to show up. Well, Hare, this is just how I get a running start. Tortoise reached the starting line, and Fox blew the whistle, and the two were off. Hare in the lead, kicking up a cloud of dirt right into Tortoise's face. Hare went off towards the finish line, going around the bends and around every turn until he found a nice, sweet shade tree. He skidded to a halt, came back a few steps, looked at that tree and thought, I got plenty of time right now. I think I might just rest and let Tortoise have a chance to catch up. I don't want to embarrass my friend too bad. So he sat down by that old shade tree, scratching his back on the bark, and looked down the path for Tortoise, waiting for him to come into sight. He sat for a while, looking and staring, and saw no sign of Tortoise, and after a while his eyes became really droopy, and he stretched his arms and his ears folded down, and Hare went to sleep. Meanwhile, Tortoise had barely left the starting line, but he put one foot in front of the other until eventually, several hours later, he made it all the way to where Hare was still sleeping. Tortoise thought to himself, best to let him sleep. It must be mighty exhausting going from here to there and back again. I think I'll just pass him on by. And Tortoise kept going. Right about the time the sun was starting to set low in the western sky, Hare finally woke up. He looked up and saw the sunset and thought, oh my goodness, It's getting late in the day. I better get on to the finish line. He jumped up and he dashed forward down the path just in time to see that Tortoise was crossing the finish line. Hare's ears drooped down low and his face slackened and his gait slowed down. He witnessed Fox congratulate Tortoise for a race well run, and all the other woodland animals lifted Tortoise up onto their backs, cheering for him and for how he had won the race. Hare knew that as a result he would never be allowed to scare Tortoise again, but he was a good loser and he went over to Tortoise and shook his hand and said congratulations. About that time, Tortoise, he had had such a busy day, he was pretty tired. He said, well, I guess it's about time for me to go home now. So he stuck his head, his tail, and his feet all up inside his shell. He said from within the shell, good night. Good night. Hey, I hope you enjoyed my story. If you don't mind, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and share them out. In the meantime, check out this other video right over here. I think you're gonna like it too. Until then, keep on popping.